Hi everyone, I am Pavitra, a young person from Off the Record Youth Support Service, and today I'm joined by Miss Cole from Educated Minds, who has taught English and drama in secondary schools in the UK, Bahrain, and the Netherlands. Due to COVID, there are lots of questions around education, and many of us are feeling very anxious about our exam results and future options. So Off the Record invited you to send in your questions to for Miss Cole to answer. Hopefully having your questions answered by a credible source will settle some of your uncertainties. So are you ready to answer the questions, Miss Cole?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so let me start with the first question. Even though I wasn't meant to be doing exams this year, with so much time out of school, I've heard that we will never recover from this time out of education. Is this true?
Obviously, there's a lot of talk at the moment in regards to that. A lot of students around the world have missed about 4 months worth of school. So I completely understand why so many people would think they will never recover. But the thing to understand is every single student is in the same position as you. And I think that's the main thing to realise. It's not just a case of your school, it's every school across the country and globally. The government and the education exam boards and stuff are aware of this and are proposing changes for the exams for 2021. Ofqual have been working close with the government in this sense to look at those proposed changes for the exams for GCSE and A-level at next year. And so one of the things they're looking at is looking at changes to the exams assessment in order to maybe free up more time for teaching. So that's one option that they're thinking of at the moment. They're also looking at the possibility of having more options in regards to the questions on exams. They're thinking about changing the length of exams and also even when you sit the exams next year. Again, these are still things that are being posed. They're not being put in place yet. I think based on what's happening at the moment, no one really has that, definite answer of what's happening because things again could change by this time next year. Yes, time has been lost in that sense, but it's not a case of recovering. It's just about adapting what is currently being done in order to suit those who are year 10 going into year 11 and those going into year 12 going into year 13 to ensure that they are not kind of penalised basically for what's taking place around the world.
That was very helpful. Thank you. Our next question is, how do you prepare for results day? I'm so nervous and don't know what to do with myself.
Yeah. Even if it's not this year, every year on results day is a nervous time for the student. It's something you can't prepare for. You've done the exams, well, in this case, you haven't. It's based on your assessments and previous grades, but there's nothing you can do at this point. And so there's no point kind of thinking about the future, about things you have no control of, or thinking of the past and things you could have done differently, because right now, you have to live in this present moment. And yes, I understand the maybe feelings and anxiety around results day, but there's generally nothing you can do at this point to change it. And so I think it's about trying to enjoy your part actually and trying not to worry too much about results day, but also thinking about plans. If you are someone who likes to know exactly what you want, maybe think of plans of different options. If I don't get the results I wanted for this, what are my other steps that I could take in order to either get those results or to other options I didn't think of. Nerves are fair, I completely understand that. Just try to live in the present right now, and if you are a planner, then to just think about different options based on the possibility of what results you could get.
Yeah, that's really good advice. I think it's just thinking about what you can do next. So our next question is, how will my teacher actually grade me? What will this be based on?
Okay, so your grade for both GCSE and A-level, your grades for each subject is based on the centre assessment grade, which is based on your school. And what happens is each teacher this year has to base your grade on your previous grades. So that could be for classwork, that could be for mock exams, assessments you may have done in lesson. So they're basing it on what you've been doing in your education. For GCSE, it will be year 10 and year 11. And for A-level, they'll base it on from GCSE through to A-level based on your previous results. Quite a nice thing, I think, because sometimes in mock exams, not every student actually feels that they do their best. And so maybe having a result based on not just that, but your other, classwork and assessments and things like that gives you more of a holistic, I think, idea of how you've been doing and your learning overall. It could be hopefully something that could be beneficial.
Because I feel like some people might not do as well as they want in their mock, so having like an overview from all of their work is quite...
Exactly. So it's not just based on the mark, it's based on everything overall.
So our next question is, my friends say that they think our teachers will give me better results because I was behaved in class. Can she actually do that? Is there anything in place to ensure teachers are grading fairly?
Yeah, this is, I think this is a worry for quite a few students, and there are things in place that are for that. So yes, each teacher will grade a student based on their work. However, it will have to be moderated by a fair few people before it's actually sent to the exam board. They have something rank order position. So what they do is each teacher bases their students' grade on how they've done over those 2 years. And then what the school then does is they moderate it within the school. So it will be moderated by the department first. So for example, in English, each teacher will do their grades. The department then come together. They'll moderate the results based on what they know of the students and everything else and rank them. And then it goes to the senior leadership team and head teacher, who then has to also sign off for those grades for each individual student. What they do then is rank all of the students in the cohort for that school, and then it will be sent to the exam board, who again themselves will also standardize and moderate those results based on historical evidence and stuff from that school in order to then give each individual student a grade. So it's not just that one teacher's viewpoint about that it will be based on it, yeah, and it will be moderated and standardized up the chain for each student.
So our next question is, what should I do if I don't get the results I want?
If you don't get the results you want, there are two options. You can appeal the results, and so you go to your centre and say, I'm not happy with it, and they can appeal it for you. Or you can actually sit the exams in for some subjects in the autumn term. So that is an option for you. If you are going on to things like college, for example, I think it's best to find out whether you would have to sit those exams at your school, your previous school, or within your college. So I think the best thing would be to do is to kind of contact your school to find out what is the plans in place for that. It may differ from school to school.
Our next question is about university. So I'm so upset that I might not get a proper freshers week when I go to uni. I've been waiting for this all my life. Do you know anything about what universities are doing? I just want to have a bit of fun.
Yeah, that's the part of uni that everyone enjoys.
Yeah.
You know, what is it without freshers week? That's what you go to uni for, right? No. I think now, especially with changes that are happening every week there's, lockdowns easing. Hopefully by the time it gets to September, there may be freshers events that are taking place.
Okay.
Best thing to do is to contact university or contact the student union of your university to maybe find out what they are doing. Because some universities may take a really harsh approach and say, actually, no, we're not doing anything. But there may be some, as I say, because things are lifting in regards to society generally, they may actually be having freshers events. I'm sure most of the universities have student union pages, like Facebook pages or Instagram or whatever. I know Facebook's not very popular with the young kids anymore, so so maybe just doing that and finding out from your uni what the plans are. And if not, I'm sure there may not be freshers events in that sense, but by the time you get to university and you start making friends and stuff, people start to create their own things.
That's true.
So you will have fun. Everyone's still going to be in the same position as you in that sense and wanting a bit of fun. And so, there may be house parties or people organise things amongst themselves within the uni, but I would definitely contact the student union or the university, because they are likely to give you more information about what they plan to do.
So our next question is, I've heard that some universities are only going to do online lectures next year. Is this true?
Again, same thing, finding out for your university. Some may start with maybe having a few within the actual building. Some may opt to stay online. It's very hard to actually judge that because every area of the UK is going to be different based on how, pandemic goes. So again, best idea is contact university and find out exactly their plans in regards to how they're holding their lectures.
So next question. I feel like I have no idea what the future of education holds right now. Do you?
No.
No.
I think we're all feeling the same. I think
Yeah.
First of all, none of us know what the future holds generally. That's what's been causing so much anxiety for many over the last 6 months. As I said in the previous question, we just have to live in this moment and live in this present moment. Things are constantly changing every single day. Things are changing in regards to what to expect. I think what the pandemic has taught a lot of people is how to adapt.
Yeah.
I think that's something that we have had to build, that resilience in learning how to adapt to new situations. And I think, we went from being sociable people to having to be locked down in our homes or working from home. And so I think it's important to think, okay, what, with all these ways that we've changed, what's my future hold? Do I even see my education in the same way that I did before the pandemic? Do I still want to do the same things that I thought I did? And so maybe making that plan for yourself, make a plan for, well, what do I want in a month? What do I want in 6 months? And what do I want in a year? Even if the world isn't a bit chaotic, at least you have your own plan of action. It's very hard to say what the future holds for education because none of us know. And so, yeah, just try to do what you can for you and your journey.
I think it's a great time for reflection and just
Definitely.
focusing on yourself, really. So
self-reflection, self-love, self-evaluation, and how then move forward in that sense.
Our next question is, I'm hearing so many different things about results day. Are there any credible sources for young people to get the facts?
Yeah, so there's quite a few links you can go to. If you go to the gov.uk website, they give quite a bit about the process in what's going to be happening for results day. But you can also go to the Ofqual website as well, because they're the ones that have pretty much put all the plans in place for this. Also talk to your school, because every school may do results day differently. Some may stagger how students come into school. So you may say come in the morning, but then obviously your friend has to come in the afternoon. It all just depends on, social distancing and being able to control the movement of people in that sense. Some schools may decide to send you your results through email. So I think you have to contact your school to find out what their plans are with results day.
Okay, so that's our end of our questions for you, Ms. Cole. But before we end, do you have any last thoughts that you'd like to share with young people?
Try not to worry. You lot have done amazingly. You've lived through a pandemic. You'll never forget this time ever.
Yeah, definitely.
Ever. Okay. So, and I think you've handled it so well. I couldn't imagine being your age and having to deal with something so, life-changing for everyone. As you're saying, just trying to live in the moment and try to surround yourself with good people and good energy and try not to worry too much. Don't be so hard on yourself. You think the results are everything, and they are important for your journey, but they're not the be all end all. And I think that's what's important to know. What you're like as a person isn't to do with the grades on a piece of paper. And I think that's so important for young people to know that it's not a reflection of you, because you are more than your results.
That was really lovely advice, and I'm so glad that you shared that. I think everyone needed to hear that. So on behalf of Off the Record, I'd like to say a big thank you to Ms. Cole for all your very helpful answers today. We hope this has given much clarity to young people who submitted these questions, as well as many other young people watching this video. Remember, if you're aged 11 to 25, living in Croydon, Sutton or Merton, please have a look at Off the Record's website to keep updated on the support available to you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.